Hey friends, I hope that you are having a great day. Welcome to Art du Jour, December the 29th. We are almost at the end of the year, and I thought a really fun project for us to do today while we still have, you know, those bows and ribbons and lace and frilly things that we were using for the holiday. I thought that a fun thing to do would be to make a gypsy jar. So that's what we're going to do, and this is not going to take 15 minutes, so what I'm going to do is just let the camera roll because it's going to take longer than 15 minutes, but I still don't want this to take a really long time. I know that you guys have wondered about my 15-minute limit, and the fact of the matter is that I work full-time, and I work a pretty intense job, so when I come to my art table, I'm still in the kind of the frame of mind where I got to get things done. So I like projects that I can begin and get done in one sitting. And I think that the quicker you go with a project, the more, and I've mentioned this before, the more that you can tap into your creativity. It's like that first choice that you make is usually the best choice when you're doing art. It's just like a quick decision is usually better than something that you mull over for days. And I don't have days to mull over an art project, so I like to get things done. We're going to let the camera roll and see what happens. Okay guys, I have my bottle covered, and then I sprayed it with a little bit of Dilution's ground coffee ink spray. And if you know anything about Dilution sprays, they don't stay where you put them unless you dry them. So I did dry this, but I can still kind of pull just a little bit of ink out, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a very distressed, stained appearance, as if this little bottle has lived its life in a Gypsy Vardo. I want to put a small label on it because this to me is the front of the item. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to use a little bit of Eileen's tacky glue to put that down. I do feel like it needs like a border or something under it. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to put this on here. And I don't care about it being straight. And then we'll put some glue right here. See if we can make it stick. Oh my gosh, this might look good. Well, alright, maybe. I don't know. Let's just see what this looks like first. And then I think we might stick that cool kind of charm up. The only problem with working with this is that it remains sticky, so you got to be kind of careful with it. But then again, you know how I am, where the tissue paper pulls off, it sure does leave a cool mark right there. We might put this, yeah, I think it will go right here. It'll go right here. So I'm going to grab my hot glue gun. You guys have not seen me use a hot glue gun very much because I do not like a hot glue gun, and it's just such a long, convoluted story. But anyway, I don't like them. They're really hard to use, and I usually don't use them at all. But that looks pretty cool. I like the way that looks. I do see some edges down here that are kind of popping off. So I'm gonna give this one more dry, y'all, and then we'll come back and we'll start the full-on decorating of it. Hey guys, okay, I've got about 10 minutes to finish up here because I need to go down and feed my doggies. I decided to use a little bit of art glass on the front of my bottle, and if you don't know how to make art glass, I've got a tutorial. I think we did that yesterday, which was Art de Jour for December the 28th. I did move this element from here to here, so when I tried to hot glue it to here, and then I had to move it, of course, the residue hot glue was up here. So I decided to just cover that with some art glass, and it looks pretty good. Isn't it neat how art can just surprise you sometimes? I mean, it's not like I intended to do that, but darn, it worked out pretty darn good. Right now I'm adding a few text elements to some of my embellishments, and I've already added a text element to a distressed piece of Canvas Corp brand's canvas that I pulled out of my stack of stuff. I love the way this looks. I mean, it's a homemade embellishment, so just using some Canvas Corp scraps that I had on hand that were just too pretty to throw away. The next thing that I want to do here is I want to start working on the top. So this is going to be, all I'm going to do, y'all, is just tie assorted ribbons onto the top of my Gypsy jar. And this is where, it really comes in handy because we're doing this after Christmas, and that way everybody has, I think we all have some ribbons and bows that we want to keep out of the landfill or the trash or whatever, or we want to repurpose them. And I think repurposing ribbons and bows is such a cool thing. I remember when I was little, my grandma would not let us tear the wrapping paper on our gifts. It was because she was raised in the Depression, and you just didn't do that. You didn't tear things up, and she would use that paper from year to year, believe it or not. She would use the same wrapping paper from year to year, which, I mean, I guess that's odd, but it made sense then. I'm just using random fibers. I'm not being picky about the colors. I'm not really being picky about where I'm putting them. I just want random fibers. Uh-oh, my fibers got in my Mod Podge. Whoops. All right, more of this, man. I like this. I think I bought this at the pound shop, the dollar store, when, like after Halloween. It's really cool. All right, so we've got this much done. Let's see if we can. I'm super fond of working with the netting that you find on potatoes and oranges and things like that. So I'll cut a bit of the netting and tie this on. My Gypsy jar started life as a Starbucks container, Starbucks coffee frappuccino thingy. I'm not fond of those, but my fella is, so and they're a treat for him. He has them not very often. Okay, this is just some plastic packaging. Kind of thinking about putting that there, and yeah. I think it's going to be too hard to put there. Kind of like this. So let's go with this. See how this looks? Yeah, that's not big enough. Well, I like that. That's like that pretty Christmas red and gold. Looks very neat. So I'm going to pull that through there. And there we go. Oh gosh, she's getting super wild now. Love it. Super wild. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is I want to put the top on my Gypsy jar. And I've already taken some netting and a little bit of canvas and a really cool little element piece from 7 Gypsies. And I put that on the top. I will eventually need to go and finish the top right here. I'll probably paint it or something. But for right now, you can just kind of see how this is going to kind of fit on here. Like that. Oh, now she's stuck. Uh-oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. We are good now. And I think to finish everything off, I picked up a few wooden stars at my local craft shop that were 70% off. So I think that every Gypsy jar needs a star. So I'm going to tie that right around the top. And there we go, y'all. Sweet little Gypsy jar. Oh, I love doing these things because they're just so wild, you know, wild and random, and you make your decisions about them very, very quickly, and they're just so much fun to make. So I hope you enjoyed this edition of Art du Jour. Any bottle works for this, y'all. Just kind of scout around your house and see what kind of bottles you have and make your own Gypsy jar. It's super magical. Come here, little star. It's super magical. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.